of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear the faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me. I took this directly from the military website because I didn't remember it myself. Now, Horst, of course, didn't take this oath, and most of the people in this room didn't take this oath. Okay.
Correct the record.
Then I correct the record. I don't know much about either gentleman. And I'm not trying to attack, I'm trying to point out, that's all. And again, I'm applauding Mr. Coleman and his efforts to look out for us. I truly do.
Thanks.
But I want to talk about one word in that phrase, one word in particular, and that's the word of enemies. Now, Webster's dictionary, and I realize that this is only one person's definition, Webster's dictionary says that a person who feels hatred for, fosters harmful designs against, or engages in antagonistic activities against another, an adversary, an opponent, or an organization. I think that's an important word, enemies. In a community of our size, I don't think enemies are something that we can afford. I think that we need to work together to try and resolve any differences that are there, rather than he said, she said, pointing fingers over something that could be really minor. It appears that P.F. Mann has fallen into the camp of an enemy by persons who claim to support the community. Now, we bring job and economic growth that is tangible. You're looking at some of my staff here right now. Plus, you've got 4 or 5 more that are moving here. And we're actively interviewing for people. And if people want a job, we'll interview you. Please give us your resume. Tell us. We're having difficulty finding quality engineers, finding quality people for what we have. The majority of our staff is engineering. We have brought tangibility to the county. We've been accused of having plastic machines in our facility. My machines are anything but plastic. My machines are serious, no-joke machines. We're having real trouble learning how to use them, to be quite honest. They're very complicated. The materials that we're using, we're having trouble cutting. People are saying that we don't have robots in our plant. Damn right, we don't. The reason we don't have them in our plant is because we haven't got everything in place yet to be able to produce the products that one of our customers wants us to produce. P.F. Mann is a manufacturing company. That's what we do. We design and manufacture things. Yes, we have a customer that's providing a rotary engine, which, by the way, I promoted. And provides generators and electronics, which, yes, by the way, I promoted. But that's not what this board voted on, what they agreed to give us free money of 30 months rent abatement, which we have more than paid for by the improvement in the facility that sits on the property, much of which is on record with the EDC and IDA, by the way. What we've provided is jobs, economic growth, and opportunity to the county. We've taken risks. I've taken personal risks, both financially, emotionally, and morally. Many people say you can sue, you can't sue. Obviously, we have to do the normal things a business do by sending out letters of statement saying you can't defame us and so forth. That's because I'm trying to protect the goodwill of our company. But nobody is judgment-proof. Whether you have a trust that can be broken or you're under the judgment of God himself. Nobody is judgment-proof. And I don't think judgment should be cast upon us when we're doing what we're supposed to, which is bringing jobs, growth, and tangible improvement to the area. We have improved the property which is owned by somebody else. We're bringing education to the area. We're bringing technology to the area. We're improving the standard of living to the area. We have improved health to the community. We have developed the economy, and by definition, according to Mr. Schumter, the very items that your EDC tries to follow and abdicate, I think we have done a good job with economic development. I hope that we can sustain that economic development. And I would hope that the community would stand behind us so that our business isn't being besmirched and damaged just simply because some people don't like what's going on or don't want growth in a community that needs it. I grew up in a very small community, and there's all sorts of Chinese whispers as the statements go on. You have a problem with me, take it up with me. I have no problems with that. If you have a problem with my company, come see myself or my operations officer at my company. I would appreciate, and it's to the best interest of the community who have actually invested money and time in our company, whether correctly vetted or not. You have already spent the time to let us have a business here. You have welcomed the money that I pay my staff to buy food in this community. You have welcomed the money that I have paid my staff to rent the apartments in this community. You have welcomed my staff to this community to buy homes and look around and buy clothing and buy gasoline and support the businesses. Frankly, you were building a building that was going to be rented out. We're a tenant. Why are we getting in the middle of a political fight of this board and this county? I don't understand that. I understand you want freedom of information. Everything we've done is, except for our business plan, is public knowledge. Freely public knowledge. So whether you're a constitutionalist thinking the first right of amendment should be shown out, or whether you think the government should show everything, I support that. If you actually take a look, we have Mr. Snowden, who is living in Russia right now under treasonous acts by our President of the United States, and yet he is being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for openness of what's out there. So if you have issue with me, take it up with me. But I appreciate that you don't jeopardize my staff, your community members, and the money to this economy and the work that this EDC is trying to do by using a kangaroo court in the press with my opinion and he said, she said. I'm not going to engage in mudslinging, but I will vehemently defend my company, my staff, and my collective honor. I thank you very much for the time, and unfortunately we will be rude because my staff needs to get back to work.
Can you answer questions?
I'll talk to you after the meeting if I may. Sure.
No, we're not going to get into question and answer. I understand. I'm letting you know we're not going to get into question and answer period. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to ask you to sit down, and I'm going to ask the audience members to stay in order. Thank you. Thank you. No. Mr. Okun, before your staff leave, I just want to make some comments about some of the things that you shared. It is unfortunate, and I feel like we, as a board, have failed in your need to come here and defend your company. And on my behalf, I would like to apologize that you would have to do that. I, for one, am grateful for entrepreneurs like you who are willing to partner with Hardee County and willing to come into our community and to bring opportunities, especially opportunities in technology where, to be honest, we wouldn't have a future if we didn't have this money to invest in companies like you. We would be way down on the list of choices for companies with technology opportunities to come to. So I, for one, am grateful as a mother of 3 children that I hope can find jobs in this community one day. And I just wanted to let you and your employees know that we appreciate the work that you're doing and hope to see very successful things. And I think that I represent the voice of the majority and not the minority in Hardee County. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's the last time we saw Mr. Okun.